The entire fort was built in the 1890s, but it underwent various changes over the years. So Upper Battery is the one battery at Fort Rod Hill that remains sort of in its 1890s period. We have an original gun from that period. The guardhouse and the magazines are all decorated to look like that 1890s period when the British built the place.
And why did the British build the place here? What was the purpose?
Well, the British built their Navy base over in Esquimalt Navy Base back in the 1850s,
yep.
During the Crimean War. And there's always supposed to be coastal defenses to defend a Navy base, no matter where you are in the British Empire. But because all the priorities shifted over to the Atlantic Ocean after the 1850s, we never got our forts until almost 1900. It was 1896 roughly before this fort became operational.
For those people that don't know, that maybe don't know too much about military history, what was the purpose of a battery back in the late 19th century?
Well, the different gun batteries at Fort Rod Hill had different jobs. Upper Battery here with this giant big 6-inch disappearing gun was to deal with large enemy ships that might come into the area.
And what would be the range on a gun like this?
3 miles, 5 kilometers roughly.
And how do you aim at something that far away?
Actually, you could aim beyond that as well. One of the advantages we had here is at Albert Head, which is the next point to land out there, there was another gun battery there.
Wow.
So we would know the ships were coming even before they got within visible sight of us.
I think the bigger question that I have in my mind is how important is a place like this to preserving Canadian military history and how it's remembered and perceived?
Well, one of the things I really like to point out to people is if you're talking about Canadian military history, since Canada became its own nation in 1867, there's not a lot of historic sites that sort of commemorate that. There's a lot of stuff back east that commemorates the War of 1812, French-English stuff. But Fort Rod Hill really does, other than that 4-year period at the end of the 1890s, it's a 20th century military site. It's all about World War I, World War II, Korea, the Cold War, the fact that there's still people alive who served here. I mean, we are, in addition to, I guess, Veterans Affairs, the spot where you go to commemorate World War II and 20th century military history.
I'm finally here! 有鹿啊，見唔見到啊？ Oh dear.